The 9 biggest motivation killers and how to overcome them. Unclear goals. Why clarity is key. One of the biggest motivation killers is having unclear goals. If you don't know where you're going, you'll quickly lose motivation to even start. Our brains work best when they have a clear goal. Without a clear direction, it can feel overwhelmed and lost. This is because the brain functions as a problem solver. It needs specific guidelines to plan and execute steps effectively. A proven method to clarify your goals is using SMART criteria. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attractive, realistic, and time-bound. This structure gives your brain a clear path to follow, allowing it to work efficiently. Clearly articulate your goal so you know exactly what you're aiming for. Instead of saying, "I want to get fit," say, "I want to lose 5 kilograms in the next 3 months." Set milestones to track your progress. Your brain loves to celebrate small victories. The goal must be personally motivating to keep your interest alive. Set realistic goals that are achievable to avoid frustration. Give your goal a clear deadline to maintain focus. Lack of progress. Why you must accept plateaus. Another major obstacle to motivation is feeling like you're not making any, you're working hard, but seeing no results. This can be incredibly frustrating. Accept that progress is not linear. Your brain needs time to solidify what it has learned before making the next leap. Celebrate small successes and recognize that stagnation is part of the process. For example, when learning a new language, you might make quick progress at first, but eventually it feels like you're stagnating. In reality, your brain is working behind the scenes to solidify knowledge. Keep pushing through. The next leap will come when you stay consistent. Overwhelm. Too many tasks can paralyze your motivation. Another motivation killer is overwhelm. When you try to tackle too much at once, you quickly become overwhelmed and end up doing nothing. Our brains thrive on completing tasks because they are rewarded with dopamine. But when the task seems too big, it shuts down. It doesn't know where to begin and gets blocked. Break large tasks into smaller, manageable goals. This way, you can see your progress and regularly reward yourself for small achievements. This approach tricks the brain into celebrating little wins. For example, instead of saying, "I need to clean my entire house," start with one room or even just one drawer. Each small success motivates you to keep going. Perfectionism. Why perfection is the enemy of progress. Perfectionism is a major motivation killer. You search so long for the perfect plan that you end up not starting at all. Perfectionism is linked to all or nothing thinking, where we believe there's no point in starting if we can't have everything perfectly planned. Just start, even if you don't feel ready. It's much more important to take the first step than to wait for the perfect plan. You'll often realize along the way what works and what doesn't, allowing you to adjust your strategy. For example, instead of searching for the perfect workout plan, just go to the gym and start exercising. You can always refine your approach, but the key is to be in motion. Waiting often leads to doing nothing at all. Fear of failure. How to overcome your fear. The fear of failure can completely hold you back. You're so afraid of doing something wrong that you don't start at all. The fear of failure is deeply ingrained in us. It stems from times when social acceptance was crucial for survival. In those days, mistakes often led to social rejection. This pattern is still present in our brains today, meaning we fear not only the mistake itself, but also the consequences like criticism or rejection. Recognize that mistakes are part of the learning process. No one is perfect, and every failure brings you closer to your goal if you learn from it. One effective method to break free from the fear of failure is the 5-second rule. Count down from 5 and act immediately. This technique helps bypass your inner critic and take action. For example, a student who is afraid to take a difficult exam out of fear of failing should remind themselves, even a poor grade is a learning opportunity. The only real failure is not trying at all. Lack of meaning. Find your personal why. Sometimes motivation falters because you don't see the purpose in what you're doing. If you don't understand why something is important, it's hard to summon the energy to do it. Our brains need a deeper sense of meaning to stay motivated long term. A strong why gives us the energy to push through tough times. When we understand why we're doing something, it becomes easier to stay committed even in difficult phases. Write down every morning why today matters and how it brings you closer to your larger goal. This exercise focuses your mind and brings your why to the forefront. For example, if you're preparing for a tough exam and feel discouraged, your why might be, "This exam is a crucial step toward my dream job." By reminding yourself of this reason every day, you'll feel more motivated to study. Waiting for motivation. Why you must take action, even when you don't feel like it. Many people believe that motivation is the key to success, so they wait for it to come. But this is a misconception. Motivation is often fleeting and unreliable. Studies show that people who wait for motivation are less likely to achieve their goals. Motivation often follows action, not the other way around. When you begin to act, your brain releases dopamine, creating the motivation to continue. Don't rely on motivation, rely on habits. Successful people aren't always motivated. They have routines and habits that keep them going even on bad days. The 2-minute rule can help here. Start a task for just 2 minutes. Once you start, it's easier to continue. For example, suppose you don't feel like studying. Tell yourself, "I'll sit down and look at my notes for just 2 minutes." Often, those 2 minutes turn into 20 or 30, and you get into the flow. The beginning is often the hardest part, not the motivation. Lack of structure or routine. Why your brain loves routine. Without a clear structure in your day, you quickly lose control and become less productive. A lack of routine can leave you feeling aimless. Our brains thrive on routines because they save mental energy. When you have similar daily habits, the brain doesn't have to expend as much energy making decisions. This leads to greater productivity and less stress. Studies show that people with clear routines are more successful and satisfied because they manage their resources better. Create a clear daily structure, especially for the first hours of your day. A solid morning routine consisting of small, consistent actions sets the tone for the rest of the day and reduces reliance on motivation. For example, get up, make your bed, read or meditate for 10 minutes, then have breakfast and take a short walk. For example, many successful people swear by their morning routines because they help them start the day with control and focus. Steve Jobs, for instance, asked himself every morning, "If today were my last day, would I want to do what I'm about to do?" This routine helped him approach each day with clarity and purpose. Comparison with others. How to escape the comparison trap. Comparison with others is one of the biggest motivation killers. You see other people's success and feel inferior because you haven't achieved the same. Social comparisons are deeply rooted in our evolutionary brains. In the past, comparison helped us determine our social status within a group. However, today, in the age of social media, this comparison often leads to frustration and self-doubt. This is because we usually compare our everyday struggles with others' highlight reels, which distorts our perception of success. Remember, you can only control your own journey. Everyone has their own path and challenges that you often don't see. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on measuring your own progress. Ask yourself, Am I better today than I was yesterday? This creates a healthy sense of self-awareness and motivates you to keep moving forward. For example, instead of feeling discouraged that a friend has already found their dream job, ask yourself, what have I achieved in the last few months? Perhaps you've developed other skills that will benefit you in the long run. By recognizing these 9 motivation killers and using the right tools, you can achieve your goals and maintain your motivation. What was your biggest aha moment from this video? Write it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to ensure you don't miss future videos that will help you reach your goals. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. See you next time.